Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. And much respect to the brothers labing worldwide in truth and sincerity. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. This your brother Dawada here at the church in Birmingham, Alabama, coming at you with another lesson. Lord willing, is edifying. And many great miseries, man. You know, this lesson is gonna highlight the state of the economy, basically the state of these people, how everything now is coming to its end. All right, and we relish seeing these things come to pass. You know, those 9 things that we judge happen. And one of them is what? The fall of our enemies, man. That's the main thing, matter of fact. But this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And we've seen that, man. These folk are so haughty and high-minded. You even have the homeless haughty, man. They're prideful, you know. And all of that comes from who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Scriptures say violence cover him as a garment, and pride, man. I know it's in Psalms. Real quick. Let's see. Let's real quick, and we're gonna get into these articles, cause that's all these people have is pride, man. Psalms, right there it is. Psalms chapter 73 and verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. See that? Yeah, man, they and they wear it with honor. The few, the proud, the Marines. You know, Pride Month we just came out of. You know, proud to be American. You know, these fucking Edomites, man. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Right, that's the only way they can reason. You know, they're try and hit you with some type of sanctions, and then if the sanctions don't work, they come with violence, man. But it's what produced by the pride that these people have, and it filters all the way down to Esau, as the judge of the people is, so his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. I'm paraphrasing, right? Sirach 10, you know, but you seeing the Lord is bringing many great miseries. This first article. CVS, Walgreens, Macy's, and dozens more bracing for 15,000 store closures this year amid colds, right? And that's heavy that they use the word cold. Just real quick, because you people are fucking cattle. That's how they look at you. That's a word for killing off livestock, man. All right. It says coal select from a large quantity obtained from a variety of sources. And down here in the now, a selective slaughter of wild animals. You see that? So it ain't by happenstance they use that word coal, you know, because you people are like fucking cattle to them. All right? It says CVS, Walgreens, Macy's, and dozens more bracing for 15,000, damn, 15,000 store closures this year amid colds. It says store closures have continued to gather pace. Ooh, look at that. The Lord said that the evils was going to increase, man. 2nd Ezra 14, matter of fact. Let's grab that. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 14. And yeah, verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. See that? Greater evils. So things are increasing. It says, for look how much the world shall be weakened through age, so much more shall evil, see, increase upon them that dwell therein. See, this is a form of an evil, man. These store closures, these people are without jobs now. It says store closures are soon to be. Store closures have continued to gather pace. See, gather pace is speeding up, is increasing, and remain on track to far surpass the number of stores that shut down last year. See that? So it's increasing. It's it's set to go far past. Far surpass. See? It says 5,822 stores closed in the first half of the year alone. A new report from CoreSite Research revealed, by comparison, 7,325 brick and mortar stores were closed in the whole year of last year. God, but that's still it's set to more than double. It from 7,000 to 15,000. It says CoreSite predicted that as many as 15,000 stores will shop in 2025. That's beautiful. Hey, Thawadi, how much Slacky? Hey, that's one of the things we find happen, man. Let's go to the next article. And see, we need this place to go down for the kingdom of heaven to be established real quick. See, that's what you people don't realize, man. You clinging on to this place for what? It's over with. The thrill is gone. You can go ahead and throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's a wrap. Second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 28. It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown, which is what? The evil, right? And where is it sown? Here in America, Babylon the Great. Be not turned upside down. So the Lord is getting ready to flip things right side up. Yeah, he's doing it by the way of these plagues. It says, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good again, which is the kingdom of heaven. So we need these things to increase, man. It's gonna get terrible out here, but it has to be so. This says more than 1,000 people laid off at U.S. State Department. So you still got mass layoffs going on for the government. It's a lot over 100,000. I think it's reaching like 200, damn near 500,000. Of just people laid off this year. From the federal government. Man, that's a lot of so-called buying power. They were stable in their jobs. They had a lot of probably had a lot of money, a lot of capital, homes and shit. Because federal they pay good. But you see, the Lord took all that shit away, and He took it away suddenly. And it's continuing to increase. It says more than 1,000 employees of the U.S. State Department have been laid off as part of Trump's administration's efforts to reduce its federal workforce. The involuntary staff reduction included 1,107 civil service, and 246 foreign service employees, according to a notice sent to State Department employees on Friday and obtained by CBS News and BBC U.S. News partners. It says more than 1,500 other state employees took voluntary departures earlier this year as part of the federal government massive reorganization effort. See that? It says critics have argued the mass cuts will affect the work the department does. Well, we seeing that thing being made manifest through the federal government no longer is going to alert these certain what do we call them, meteorologists, with NOAA trying to bring forth predicting these storms. So now they don't have a greater outlook that they was being provided, and now they really can't. They wasn't hitting on predictions before, but they really can't give a good 10-day outlook anymore, man. You know, that's the reason why those folks were caught off guard in these certain places. With these floods, they had warning, but the warning that was given wasn't sufficient enough to get the people out of the way. They ain't have enough time. See, it says CBS News reported that nearly all civil service officers in the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Immigration Office of Admission, so they ain't letting nobody in there. Nearly all of them. See that? It says a program that resettles refugees in the U.S. were cut. See, you should have got out of that department. Shit, especially when Trump got in office. As you see, man, more pledge. It's a beautiful thing. Now, this is Coca-Cola shuts down 5 U.S. factories with massive layoffs confirmed. See that? Hey, more plagues, man. And see, these are the ones we highlight in this particular lesson. It's been more, it's been thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of articles regarding these layoffs, and they was going on during Biden time in office too. They just wasn't as matter of fact or in your face. It says the intro. I'm gonna jump around in this article. It says Coca-Cola has been a staple in American history since it was founded in 1892. So what are the staples? What are also one of the staples? Kmart was a staple. Radio Shack, KB Toy Store, right? Man, and it's a lot of them. And guess what? They're shutting down. The Lord is matter of fact. Let's grab that real quick. I want to say Jeremiah, right? Chapter 51. The Lord is breaking this place down. And he continued to break it down. It ain't like it stopped. It's just increasing, Or the elder always say when something is at its end, or when you let out, let's say you fill up a tub of water or your sink full of water, and you unplug that sink, it looks like it's going down slow at first, right? And then once it gets to its end, it speeds up. Man, this place circling the drain. It's out of here. All right, Jeremiah chapter 51, and we'll start at 6. The point is in verse 9. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in their iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Yeah, America, Babylon the Great. And you see how the Lord is recompensing this place through storm and tempest, and these, and just highlighting this lesson, these layoffs, man. Again, it's not anything like it affects the economy, the spending of the so-called American people. Yeah, they fucked up right here, man. It says, "Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad." And you know what? We're seeing that too. Right? When Trump announced he was going to put, I think, 30% tariffs on the European Union. The European Union made a statement saying that our relationship with America will never be the same. That's part of them hating the whore. They see they mad. It says, "Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed." Right, the Lord is being facetious. Ain't no thing that can heal this place. Lord is hitting this place with a continual stroke. It says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. So now the Lord is judging this place harshly. You know, He's always judged this place, but now we're seeing the fullness of it being made manifest in these certain articles we go into and highlight. You know, the state of the people, everybody in a state of mourning. You know, why? Because of who's in power. You see how the Lord is not going to heal this place. So these once staples that was go to for these American businesses, they're no longer viable resources for money, man. It says Coca-Cola has been a staple in American history since it was founded in 1892. Originally, Coca-Cola was marketed as a temperance drink, alcohol-free drink in response to the prohibition of alcohol. Yeah, it had cocaine in there, man. It says it was even marketed as a medicinal drink for a while, see? And they had to change their recipe, you know? They had folks hide that cocoa leaf. Let's see. Something I want to get right quick. Yeah, right here. It says Coca-Cola has over 950 production facilities around the world. Many of these locations have brought jobs to American citizens and provided financial security. See, they had that financial security just as they had it with those federal jobs, right? It says if you ever been laid off from a job, you already know how stressful it is. The sudden loss of income, see that? Oh, they caught these folks off guard. Hey, we just read it. Suddenly, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. See? It says the sudden loss of income and uncertainty cause high levels of stress, and that's not even considering how family members are impacted. See that? Beautiful. Yeah. Again, this place has to go down for the kingdom of heaven to be established. Right here. Other factors. We cannot ignore the economic uncertainty with trade wars. See that? Tariffs, inflation, and overall increased cost of goods and labor. For instance, aluminum tariffs are being doubled to 50%. So Coca-Cola's cost for its cans is significantly impacted. See that? Yeah, this unwise king, man, he's destroying his people. You know, but it's all due to Yahawah judging this place. You know, again, many great miseries. Let's get this. Yep, that's the spirit. So Rawchaa chapter 10 and verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. See that? Esau, unwise king, he's destroying these people, man. That one staple that was renowned and you can go to. Hey, it's shutting down. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And you see these days are growing now quicker and quicker. And you see it could be a bright sunny day. They're not going to have no pleasure in it, man. Why? Because there's such a stressful situation as we read. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Right, the sun, the light, the moon, the stars, metaphor for this truth. You know, we're going to have a time of famine, not only of food, but of hearing the word of the Most High. You know, the word say, Yahawashi. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened. Right, the grinders ceasing and going into these jobs, you know, highlighting how the Lord is getting down to hit this place. Hey, the Lord said he was going to hit Egypt with plagues as before, and the Lord affected their economy, you know, when all the crops were destroyed by the locusts, you know, and the plague of the frogs, you know, that affected their economy. It killed their cattle, but they couldn't really do any trading, no buying, no selling with their goods. Well, that's the same way the Lord is doing to America, Babylon the Great. He's cutting off their trade. He's cutting off their revenue stream. He cut off ancient evil revenue stream. So the Lord is cutting off America, Babylon Great revenue stream, man, by the way of these jobs. It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yeah, they don't see no hope. This place is hopeless. We have hope. Why? Because we see past this place. That's why we confident when we go into lessons like this. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up to the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right? This is the ultimately the worst of music, man. Just had the song come out. I'm tired of taking Plan B's. Can you imagine this place going on another 10 years? This place will be, yeah, hopefully soon. Just say that. But you see, the sound of grinding is low. Yeah, man. You can't even find your Mexicans at the Home Depot no more. Up early. Why? Because ICE ready capped out waiting on their ass, man. But as again, Yahawashi plaguing this place. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and verse 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and have caused Egypt to err in every word thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right. Every decision that these people are making are the wrong ones. From the tariffs, to cutting a certain, what they call them, benefits. All of them, he make all the wrong decisions. But it's in the effort to bring this place down. And the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit here. Twisted. Just completely out of order. What scriptures say, as the light here is as darkness. Read Job 10. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. See, from the employees to the CEOs, man, and all the people under it. They shut down 5 plants, 5 Coca-Cola plants. So they had managers and supervisors and people who was at the very top. Well, guess what? They lost their jobs along with the regular employees, man. Again, this is a great work from Yahawashi. Yeah, we can get this. Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 4, just showing you how much of a desperate situation these people are going to be in, and it's really they really accelerating their plan. Now, just through the Spirit, speaking as a man, with all of these mass layoffs, it'll be easy for them to introduce universal basic income, and where they guarantee you these people to get a certain amount of money every month, where you wholeheartedly depending on the government, right? And then enact the mandating of the micro C-HIP for you to keep those benefits, man. They could play it like, yeah, we cut all of these certain unneedful programs, and now we're able to give you $5,000 a month to live, and that's gonna be a lot than a lot of people see, or 7,000. They already got programs that they've started in these certain cities, But the Lord is really gonna put these people in a state where they can only turn to Esau, But this is Isaiah chapter 24 verse 4. I'm just speaking as a man. Isaiah 24 and 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. You see that? Yeah. And we started out the lesson with 2nd Ezra 8. Many great misery is going to be done to those that walked in great pride. Yeah, you haughty people. It says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Right, Esau, Edom, man. Everything here is defiled, from the food to the water to the mindset of the people. You know? So yeah, this place has to be destroyed, man. It says transgress the laws, change the ordinances. This dude remove landmarks, right? He don't hold fast to Leviticus 20 and 13. You know, in fact, he gives them people license to push forth that life, even into your children, man. You know, it says, therefore have the curse, yeah, Esau Edom, devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. And that's what's going to be the conclusion, man. This place has to be turned right side up. It has to be burned up. And those few men left are going to be the elect. You know? It says the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. You see that? Yeah, you was once, living it up. As they say, living a dream. The fucking picket white fence and all this manicured lawn crazy shit, you know? Yeah, now you in a state of stress. You sign. It says the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice of endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. See that? Yeah. Yo, the Lord taking away all that mirth, man. You know? It says they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. See that? Yeah. Now you ain't enjoying that glass of wine. No, you down in that glass of wine to take your mind out of stress, and hell you catch 'em. Right? It says the city of confusion is broken down. Yeah, America, see? We would have healed her, but she is not healed. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And guess what? It's going to go to another lockdown. All right? It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. Your answers. Right? All joy is darkened. Again, you don't see no hope. You don't see no light at the end of the tunnel. It's a wrap. It says the mirth of the land is gone. You see? The wadi Yahawashi. You know? But we need these things to take place. So I pray this has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Hashem, Yahawashi by Hashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of the great millstone. Till the next time, Shalom.